Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakodash, Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one true name is Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, who will well teach well, because those are the men who I learned this truth from through the Spirit and power, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. And shalom to you, sincere brothers scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I am the brother Mashiach Arazakah from the servants of Yahweh Yahweh Shai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada branch. And pretty much we're going to go into the image of the Messiah. This is a quick hit. It's Revelation 1 and 13. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. In the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girded about the paps with a golden girdle. And this is pretty much this is pretty much the vision that John the Revelator saw when he was on the island of Patmos. He saw the Messiah clothed, a garment down to the foot. It says, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. And a golden girdle is what goes down to your waist. But he saw the Messiah in the garment. And this is when he was on the island of Patmos. Revelation 1 and 9. I, John, who also am your brother, a companion in tribulation and in the kingdom and patience of Yahushua HaMashiach, was in the isles, which is island, that is called Patmos, for the word of Yahweh and for the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach. So John the Revelator, he was on the island of Patmos when he had this vision. This is Revelation 1 and 14. It says his head and his hairs were white like wool. And when you see the Messiah, or if you see the so-called Negro man, their hair is white and woolly. So this is giving you a depiction of the Messiah. And this is what John the Revelator saw. When you look at an elderly Negro man, their hair is white and woolly. Woolly hair. That's an afro. It says his head and his hair were white like wool, as white as snow. It says, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Right, the Messiah was a wine bibber. When you go to Genesis 49, it mentions his eyes red with wine and his teeth white with milk. And the teeth is a representation of the scriptures. That's talking about the scriptures. When you go to 1 Peter 2 and 2, that goes into the scriptures, which is the word. But it says that his eyes was red with wine. The Messiah was a wine bibber. He drank a lot of wine. That's why his eyes was red. It says that his feet like unto fine brass. Brass is like a light golden color, but if you put it in a furnace and burn it, it gets very dark. So it's letting you know that the Messiah was a so-called black man, according to the scriptures, if he was the one on earth today. No, he is not Middle Eastern. No, he's not a fucking Arab. According to the scriptures, the Messiah is a so-called black man. It says as if they burnt in a furnace. See, if you burn brass, it gets very, very, very dark. It goes into the Hebrew word qadar, which means dark. It says and his voice as the sound of many waters. So again, that's John the Revelator. But you also had Daniel the prophet, who also saw the Messiah. This is Daniel 10 and 5. Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose lions were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. Verse 6, his body also like the burial, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet, like in the color of polished brass. Again, brass is like a light golden color, but if you put it in a furnace and burn it, it gets very dark. It says, in the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. Verse 7, and I, Daniel alone, saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision. So Daniel the prophet was the only one that saw the vision of the Messiah. Nobody else saw the vision but him. But a great quickening fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. So again, the Messiah is a so-called black man according to the scriptures. All right, and we proved it out of the scriptures. You had John the Revelator that had the vision, and you had Daniel the prophet that had the vision, and the Messiah is also mentioned in the book of Isaiah. When you read in the book of Isaiah, it mentions the Messiah as well. So the Messiah is mentioned all through the scriptures. And again, the Messiah, if he was on earth today, he'll be titled as a so-called Negro man. He's not Middle Eastern, and he's not an Arab, and he's not every color. He's a so-called black man according to the scriptures. Lord willing, that's what's edifying. Till next time I say, Shalom.